right, the red button's on. All right, we are live. Hi guys, it's Mike Perez here, and I'm with Josh
Metter, lawyer's title, Professor Metter,
and I'm Professor Mike from Home Buyers Academy. So you got a couple of professors with you today.
2 professors are better than 1.
Exactly. Yeah, twice the education. All right, so we are going to. This is our third real estate ride-along series, or in our series. So Josh is one of the early guinea pigs, and he's like, yeah, let's do it. So here we are, and it's actually a sunny day for once. It's been raining and nasty cold the last few days, so it's pretty nice right now. So we're going to ride along and talk about Josh. Not so much what Josh does, but about his style of business and who he is and what's going on, because that's what it's about, is about getting to know people in our industry and introduce them to other people that don't know. So Josh, why don't you first start off with a little bit about who you are, your background, where you came from, your family, fun stuff like that.
Awesome, man. Yeah, no, I've been in the business this is my 19th year.
Oh, wow.
So I've been in this industry for quite some time, but I grew up in Old Town Orange. I'm from the Orange Circle. I went to Orange High.
No kidding. Oh, wow, the Circle. That's awesome.
Beautiful architecture over there, the craftsman style homes, and I was a little skater kid, skateboards. I'd ride my skateboard all throughout the city, even right on the campus of Chapman College over there. That's growing like crazy, and they're buying up properties left and right. But
really,
but yeah, I was kind of like a skateboarder knucklehead in Old Town Orange in the Circle over there growing up.
Right.
So yeah, in the early '90s, early '90s to late '90s.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Awesome. That's fantastic. And family, married, any kind of stuff like that?
I have 2 beautiful children. I have a 14-month-old son. His name's Kevin. I named him after my father, who passed away a couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
And paying home, carrying on the tradition and honoring him. And then I have a beautiful baby girl that's not so much my baby girl anymore. She's 12 years old and kind of entering that I'm a teenager.
That's right.
Sassy stage,
a little bit of an attitude, yeah.
Right, which is to be expected. So,
getting around it, yeah.
Right, exactly. Plus, like I said, I was kind of a skateboarding knucklehead when I was at her age. So I figure I got a lot of bad child karma from the crazy stuff that I did and put my parents through.
If she's anything like you back then,
right.
You're gonna be,
I'm in deep banditti, yes, sir. So yeah, man, got 2 kids. I'm not married, but I have a beautiful girlfriend. Her name's Sydney, and she's the mother of Kevin, and we live together. We have a house in Dana Point.
Cool.
And she's in our industry as well, but she's a sweetheart, kind of carries us across the finish line on a daily basis.
There you go.
She's an exceptional mother, and
that's great.
That's my situation.
That's your story. Great.
Yeah.
You're sticking to it. Good deal. Yeah. Good deal. Yeah. And actually, I don't get. I've been doing this 21 years. Married, got 2 girls. One goes to Point Loma University in San Diego, which is awesome, and she got a full scholarship, thank God. And, otherwise, she'd be going to Saddleback.
Is that your favorite daughter because of that?
Yeah. It's the only one. The second one's going to be like, honey, why don't you become a real estate agent? Yeah, it could be lucrative.
Right.
So, but she's a San Clemente junior. So she's loving it, and I had the heater on. Sorry, I'm like, why am I dying in here?
Cooking, I know.
So we got a little bit of similarities there in terms of family and stuff like that. So.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's actually why we do what we do.
And our time in the business too is almost, I started in 2000, pretty much identical. So yeah.
And I've been 21 years, so it's crazy.
We've been around now to see that the ebb and flow and the changes of the market a couple different times, and it's invaluable experience to have under your belt, especially.
Absolutely, for sure.
This industry.
And that's a great segue. Well, what have you seen change over the last, let's just say 5 years? Forget the last 10, because that's been crazy. But let's talk about the last 5 years. What have you seen change in the real estate industry and the market, and what's going on, and some of the struggles you're starting to see with for sellers, buyers, and even real estate agents?
Well, the market's ever changing, and in terms of being an agent or a lender or a title person or an escrow, there's always, competition is always evolving for the most part, and so it's always going to get tougher. You have to get better. No matter how good you are at something, you always have to be evolving and taking inventory of what you're doing and trying to push to the next level. But technology is an obvious change. For whatever reason, though, you see technology infiltrate different industries, but it really took a lot longer, in my opinion, than it should have in real estate. And everything is interfacing the consumer. So you have consumers having access to information, not all of it accurate, like Zillow, for example, and some of the pricing and home valuations that they do. And anybody in our industry knows how off base they are and inaccurate they are. But the consumer doesn't know that, right?
Exactly.
So you see you see a lot of technology interfacing directly with the consumer, kind of bypassing the realtors or the lenders or the title people or the escrow people. So that's one of the main changes that I see in our industry over the last 5 or 10 years. And just everything seems to be trickier. The deals are a little bit tougher. There's more moving parts. There's more issues. On the title side, there's liens or tricky ways of holding title. We had one of my most enjoyable and kind of interesting learning moments recently was someone that was going through a gender reassignment who had purchased a property identifying as a man and then was in the middle of changing and wasn't comfortable selling the house and signing off as a woman or as a man, but wanted to sign off as a female. What they're reassigning to.
Never heard of that.
And that was my first experience with that. And basically what it came down to is almost comparable to an alias, or if I have another name, another legal name.
Okay, that's how you fixed it. Okay.
Well, if this particular person had to sign off because they weren't legally able to identify as the new personality yet, right? So this person had to sign off as how they took title because they weren't legally Sheila yet. They were still Shane, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, I've never heard of that.
And that would apply to me, outside of a gender reassignment situation. It's like, if I'm Josh, but I've changed my name, I want to change my name to Ben, and I don't have the legal documentation that supports that I am now legally Ben, right? Then I can't sell my house under Ben. I have to still sell it as Josh. And so that's kind of how it ended up playing out. And it was a very interesting and a huge learning moment as well.
Yeah,
and something indicative of the times and in our culture and where we're at these days.
Things are changing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So what about you? What's
I haven't run into anything like that as far as lending goes. We've run into some weird things here and there. I can't remember anything off the top of my head that's at least crazy like that. You know what I mean? Where like Bob wanted to become Barbie. That's just crazy weird. But yeah, every now and then we get some really weird situations. Sometimes it happens midstream, which is frustrating, where something comes up, usually with the house, and then it becomes a problem, and we've had to deal with stuff like that. But that's something that has nothing to do with the loan.
Right.
Whenever we have any lending situations, we usually try to capture all that stuff before anything ever happens, before escrow's ever opened.
Right.
That's the importance of getting pre-qualified.
You mean do your due diligence up front?
Up front, yeah. God forbid, yeah. No way. We don't do that. We try to do that towards the end of escrow, towards the close. Right. Let's run your credit now and see what's going on. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, for us, we've had situations where it's like, wow, this guy, I've had clients swear that, Mike, I'm good. I'm ready to go. Let's just get this thing going. Run the credit, look at all the stuff. And, dude, you can't buy a pair of pants.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. You know what I mean? And so then we start the process of cleaning it up and doing whatever, and tell them, here's what we got to do to make you viable. I mean, you can always buy a house. It sometimes just isn't right now. Right. Sometimes you got to wait a little bit.
Well, and that's why you work with a professional in that industry that can help kind of cultivate and push you down that path towards that ultimate goal. Right?
Exactly.
Whatever that may be.
Yeah, and just knowing all your limitations and stuff like that.
Right.
And doing that up front, it makes it easier for the agent as well, who's showing you homes. Hey, can you afford this? Nope. So let's not look at it. But we can afford this. Then let's look at that. You know what I mean? Because it sucks when you're out there looking around and you don't even really know. You went on some kind of website and said, oh, honey, we can afford this. And it's like, no, you forgot taxes, you forgot insurance, you forgot HOAs, and you're buying a house with mellow roofs. Whoa!
Right.
Now you can't, now you just added $1,000 a month to your payment and you didn't even realize it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So those kind of surprises come up quite often. And you know, that's what we're here for, to help educate people on that so they know exactly what to expect.
You ever had anybody be in the middle of a loan, you know, they're purchasing a house, they go on vacation and they spend their down payment, like they had $100,000 to put down, then they come back and they're like, well, sorry, we spent 50 of it in Paris.
Yeah,
but still close the loan though.
Yeah, well, that didn't happen. Yeah, I have had it where people, one gal quit her job towards the end there because she thought, oh, we're done. We're going to be signing loan docs.
She thought they were crazy across the finish line.
Yeah, so she thought we were done, and so she quit her job, and of course the lender calls, you know, towards the end there, just to kind of make sure that, you know, everything's still good, you know, no surprises. Not that they expect you to quit, but, you know, just to make sure there's not any
no new
changes.
issue. Right.
Yeah,
right.
You know, whatever. It's just really just kind of something they do. It's not a big deal. It's just kind of check off the box. Well, they call and they say, you know, hey, is Linda there? You know, how's her? Linda
don't work here no more.
Yeah, she quit 2 days ago. Oh yeah, something about starting her own business, and I'm like, that's great. Well, that loan died, like and Linda was so full of herself. She just was like, well, fine, you know, I don't care. Yeah, you do. Come on, Linda. Right. You know your husband's going to actually just beat the crap out of you later for doing something stupid. You know what I mean? But that's the only thing that's happened to me that, you know, she didn't say she was going to quit. No, it never even came up.
Yeah.
I don't know if she watched the Tony Robbins video or something and said, yeah, you know, I'm going to go after my dream and screw this.
Well, that's all fine and dandy, but do it after.
But do it after you close.
Yeah.
After you have the keys, you know, make sure you're done.
Yeah, no,
you know?
Absolutely.
So I sometimes have those conversations up front now. Here's what not to do. You know, I give them a list of
but even though you have that conversation, Mike, a lot of times they still do it. There's some people that'll go buy a car in the middle of the loan process.
Right, exactly.
Or do something heinous like that, and you're like, dummy, I told you. You know?
you just possibly jeopardize your whole situation. And that can get crap, you know, kind of cranky or weird. People can get all messed up on that. And you know, and people moving money around from one account to another. I've had that happen mid-escrow. I'm like, what are you doing? You know, now the underwriter's like, whoa, what happened? Where's the money? Why'd they do that? And then all of a sudden these red flags go exploding like a firework. And now you got to convince the underwriter that nothing happened, everything's cool, it's my money still, I didn't have to, you know, it wasn't anything weird.
Right.
And that kind of stuff. So I always tell people, just stay static. You're here. You're pre-approved. Everything looks good.
Yeah.
Do not do
Chill
anything
out.
now. Yeah.
Have a
don't
drink.
Move. Yeah. Don't move $1 unless you talk to me first.
Here's the remote.
Yeah.
Just
exactly.
sit there and hang out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now, Josh, tell me a little bit more about what makes you different in terms of title in what you do or don't do. That helps agents. In their business, because title, just like lending, is a little boring.
It is. It's bland.
There's really not a whole lot.
And there's not. You know, we're all.
Oh my gosh! I know these people. Look at
that. We're all. The fees are all through the Department of Insurance. So all the title companies' fees are relatively the same.
Right.
And title in itself, in its own, is very boring and kind of bland. So. One of the first things is that you'll see a lot of guys that have my job. It's a sales job, right? So they come from selling shoes, selling cars. They're salesmen. And I've worked my way up, and I've held almost every job you could have, leading all the way up to a sales executive. So I have the experience. I understand my industry. I can answer questions directly without having to defer to a title officer a lot of times, or my, you know, the inside team. Because I have that experience to lean on, and because of that experience of interfacing with the realtors all that time as well, I know what they need. So and I know the obstacles and the hurdles that they have in front of them.
Sure.
So that's kind of what gave birth to my persona as a forensics professor. And really, I'm, you know...
Yeah, explain more of that, because you just were explaining to me earlier.
Yeah,
I think it's
absolutely.
Really pretty awesome to hear that stuff.
Absolutely. So I, you know, without revealing too much of my secret sauce, I help agents get listings. I study the behavioral patterns of sellers and neighborhoods, and I help them tailor a strategy to get listings in that neighborhood. I help them build a plan that gets results, basically. And then I'm aware of top realtors, and their problem is they have too many listings. And so I've created some techniques and some resources that help them get all their listings and their properties into escrow and exposed to an audience that's most likely to put in an offer, or that's most likely to afford the property, right?
So in other words, you help you know, clean out the pipeline faster.
Yeah, I help them get properties into escrow, and it's
because you never want to turn down a listing, but sometimes it can be dangerous if you have too many listings. and your
Right.
team's not up to speed there or whatever.
Or sometimes the market's stale, or sometimes it's the property, or sometimes it's priced too high, and so
Yeah.
I can't. What I do doesn't negate any of those problems. If you're
Right.
you're selling a $2 million shithole, for lack of a better term, there's probably not a lot that I'm going to be able to do to help you. Sorry, you guys, to help you get that into
family show.
escrow.
It's a family
Sorry,
show.
guys. Sorry. Or if it's $1 million overpriced or a couple $100,000, you have an unrealistic seller. But I really help agents. I create a strategy that helps them get results, whatever that may be.
Right, exactly.
And at the end of the day, that's what I do.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah,
exactly.
Now I feel bad about the crew. I'm sorry,
No,
guys.
dude, no, that's a real show. No, I'm just kidding.
I was just trying to
giving
be
you a hard
real
time.
with you guys.
No. I'm just giving you a hard time. You can talk whatever you want to talk. It's not a big deal.
Right,
it's not a family
man.
show. It's
right
a
on.
real
Look
estate.
at this beautiful day. Let's just stop for a second. It's so gorgeous. We're driving around
I know,
in Southern
it's-
California.
yeah, it's just gorgeous,
Everything's
yeah.
green. The sky's clear. It's just,
We're actually wearing
pretty.
sunglasses. Yes, the last few days I haven't had to wear sunglasses at all.
Right.
It's not having it happen. So yeah, well, basically, we're done here. I know you have another appointment to go to.
Yeah.
So, Josh, if anybody needs to get a hold of you, to talk
whatever
more about what
reason.
you're doing, yeah, just to help. Like I said, hey, Josh, I want to get more listings. Or I need to find better buyers for my listings.
Right.
How do they get a hold of you?
Well, my number is 714-293-0798. You can always email me at joshua.meador, MEADOR, @ltic.com. You can find me on social media. I'm on Facebook. Put in my name, Instagram, all that stuff. I do a lot of seminars and educational things on there as well, and in helping my agents, but also bringing knowledge about what title is to the consumer and the homeowner as well, because
Right.
a lot of people don't know that.
No, they don't. They
Yeah.
absolutely don't know. Home buyers, sellers don't have any idea. They've heard the word, but they don't know what it is.
Well, and they don't know its importance. Last thing I'll say is this: is you don't know how important a good title company or having title is until you need it, which is usually almost too late. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that I can vouch for. I've
Yeah.
heard of those stories. Absolutely. Well, that's right. Well, good job, man. And again, I'm Mike with the Home Buyers Academy. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook under Home Buyers Academy, or call me directly 949-246-0633. Again, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this was helpful for you and you gained some knowledge and some nuggets you can use. But reach out to us if you have any more questions or just need help with anything. All right. Peace. Have a good day.
take care.